Hi guys, what's up? What's good? Are we doing the song? Are we not? Have we outgrown the song? I don't know. Are we singing it? I beg Daddy, Abimbola, peperempe, peperempe. Sugar, sweetie, all my sweeties. Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Abimbola Craig. It is great to have you here. If it's your first time, please be a peperempe. Me and say, sit down, let's enjoy ourselves. Please subscribe. Please make sure you click the notification bell so you're updated anytime. You understand me? Also, please watch the ad from beginning to end. Ep is this trend. Thanks so much. All right guys, so today is one of those cool stuffs. I was on IG live the other day and I was like, okay, what should I talk about? And someone said, okay, talk about do's and don'ts on first dates. And a typical me that I am, I went to researched and I do come back with a few things. So in no order whatsoever, because I was about to say alphabetical, but then I'm like, no, it's not that. So in no point of hierarchy whatsoever, these are just me, things that I think you should do on a first date and things I think you should not do on a first date. Okay, so let's just go straight into it. Sorry guys, if you see me once in a while covering here, it's just because I can be silly sometimes, you understand me, and I feel like the sleevage is a lot. It's just a lot of sleeves, but it's the dress. It's from Zara. Before anybody asks, it's from Zara. It's just a very thinky dress. It's a long full. It's very free. It's just and a ooh. And a ooh, 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 ooh. And a ooh, 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 ooh. All right, it's a very cool free dress. So yeah, all right, let's go straight into it. So first things first, you should do on a first date. Yeah, let me look straight into the lens. For those in the back, on a first date, you gotta be on time. You have to be on time, whether you are the person that invited or you are the invitee. Be on time. It's just important. I think it's rude and it shows lack of etiquette and manners when you're late, to be honest with you. No Nigerian time, no African time. Be on time. If you say 2 p.m, at least get there for like 1:55. You understand me? If you're the female. If you are the male, 1:45. You get me? Like, please, just be on time. It's rude when you're late. It's rude. Next thing is, put your phone away. See, the reason is because I know you say Bimbo is dramatic, but it's rude. You're not going to see, as soon as you get there, as soon as you sit down, yeah, you sit down, you drop your phone on your table, or if it's in your bag, you put it in your bag, but you put it away. From the minute you sit down, drop your phone, please. There's no taking picture of your food. Stop it. There's no documenting, quick selfie. No, stop it. As soon as you get into the venue of the date, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a cinema, whether it's a bowling alley, wherever the hell it is, drop your phone, put it away, close it, throw it, tense. Although just please let whoever it is that is a friend of yours that is closed know that you're on a date, just in case. But yeah, put your phone away. Don't talk about your previous relationship or your ex. It's the first date. It's important that you put your best foot forward, not your past forward. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah, there are other dates to give full disclosure. You understand me? There are other dates to talk about past relationships. The first date, nah, G, that's not what you finna talk about. You're not talking about your ex. So my ex and I, the reason why we broke, no, don't do it. Stop it. Don't do it. Cheers. Don't talk about your body counts. It's not a conversation. Matter of fact, on the first date, sex should not be a topic of conversation, to be honest with you. It's getting to know each other. I don't know how people get to know each other and make sexual remarks, because that's a bit red flaggy. So there should be no body counting, there should be no sexual conversation. It's the first date. Please don't. That's a red flag. I said what I said with my chest. Yeah, you should. This is sensitive, but I think it's very needed. You should talk about your blood group and your genotype on your first date. See, the world we're living in right now, a lot of things are happening. A lot of things You understand? It's important that you talk about your blood group and genotype to just get it out of the way, to be honest with you, because if both of you are SS or AS, you already pretty much know that relationship, if you're someone who is very forthcoming and understanding of the situations of what it is to either have friends who are sickle cell or to have family members who are sickle cell, then you understand the importance of what I'm trying to say right now and not to live in denial. There's no point if from the first time you have that conversation, you already know that we'll just be friends. But it's important that you talk about your blood group and your genotype. If you agree with me, please let me know in the comments below. If you disagree, let me know why. But I think it's very important to just lay that out there, because it kind of just sets a base for whether you want to go ahead with the relationship or whether you want to go ahead to get to know this person. If you already know that both of you cannot be anything more than what it is right there, then why continue the conversation? But it's best to know. So talk about your blood group. Yeah, I said what I said. Also, it's important to ask thoughtful questions. You know, be interested, seem interested. It's important that you seem interested on the first date. Please mention your dietary restrictions. You not be lactose. You can't. Please mention your dietary restrictions. You cannot be lactose intolerant, and you can't be ordering things with creamy cheese. Then halfway into it, you either or you say excuse me, and constantly you are away from the date and more in the toilet. So it's important that you just mention your dietary restrictions, so that way when you sit down and you're about to order, you know, the person understands where you're coming from and you understand the person, because there's nothing more embarrassing than eating something that's either you're allergic to or just doesn't sit well with you. You will just be uncomfortable throughout, and it will show in your face, and the person will not be wondering, is it me, not knowing that you are dealing with some discombobulation in your belly. Do not force, guys, listen to me, do not force chemistry on a first date. Don't. It's pointless. When you know that there's nothing between you and this person, see the date till the end, because it's the right thing to do, it's the proper thing to do, but don't force it. Don't force it. Don't force it. There are people that have been on first dates and they ended up being great best friends. There are people that have been on first dates and they ended up being great lovers. But my point is, you have to be honest with yourself. Don't force chemistry. The chemistry is not there. It's great. Just enjoy the food, enjoy the conversation, get to know the person, and then you keep it pushing. Also, it's important to break the touch barrier. And when I say this, I'm not a touchy person, but sometimes it's important to, let me tell you what I mean. So when you guys first of all get to the venue, whoever gets there first or second or whatever it is, hug the person. I mean, I know it's COVID right now, but I'm hoping that if I'm going to go on a date post-COVID, you know, everybody's making sure that they're all negative and everybody's doing okay. But I think it's important to break the barrier. If you don't hug the person before, then just once the date is over, you hug the person, or it's just important, because sometimes it can be awkward. You know how you go on a date and as soon as you get there, it's like, oh, hi, I'm just like, oh, sit down, or you go straight into whatever event or activities planned for the date, and then the date is over again, and then everybody's like, oh, okay, yeah, bye. It's just awkward. So just, yeah, it's important to try and find a way to break the barrier. If he doesn't, she doesn't, then there's nothing wrong with you being the person to initiate it. And like I said, the touch barrier is not anything extreme. It can be a shake, it can be a hug, it can be a half hug, it can be a slight pat on the back, it can be a slight, just, yeah, it just gives a level of comfort, or also just shows that, you know, you might be interested. I'm not interested in a negative way. That's what I'm trying to say, the touch barrier. I didn't say rub the person or be a creep. It's important not to be judgmental on the first date. Try to be very open-minded. I know that some of us come from very, very different backgrounds, and I mean that in terms of even just social class as well. And so there are certain things that I would say that he would be like, huh? There's certain things that he would say that I'll be like, huh? But as opposed to just be like, hell no. You just be like, oh, right. That's interesting. I never thought about it like that, you know. Just try and be open-minded, because it's very easy for us to be judgmental. The entire world is judgmental. We're always pointing finger, always calling people out, like as if our own shit don't stink. So try not to be judgmental on the first date. Try. Do not kiss on the first date. Do not. Nobody should tell me anything. Whether the chemistry is popping, whether it's piping, whether your body's scratching you, whether you have been talking for a whole damn year and it's your first time physically meeting each other. Hello, please. If you were kissing through the phone, you don't have to kiss in person. Don't kiss on the first date. I think whatever whatever, if the person is worth it, then the kiss is what we're waiting for. But it shouldn't be that first date. You can linger a bit. Sometimes it can scratch you. I know you're impetus. So you're like, when the conversation is great, the dinner was great, the hangout was great, and it gets to that end of the night, and you're like, you don't want the night to end. But then you gotta end it so you don't look desperate, and then like, just give a hug and quickly go. Quickly enter your car, quickly enter your Uber, or quickly enter your door if you follow you as a gentleman. Don't kiss on the first date. Wait. It's going to be so worth it. Trust me. By the second date, if you choose to, all well and good, but it's going to be worth that wait. Trust me. It's discipline. Self-controlled. You got it. You can do. Say it. We can do it. And you guys know me, I like to kiss. But don't kiss on the first date. Make sure you make eye contact. Do make eye contact on the first date. I think it's very creepy that I'm on a date with someone and constantly the person is staring down, not looking at my face. It says that you're very I don't want to say insecure, because that's not what it is. It just makes me wonder, because people that can't look people in the eye, you're dubious. That's the word I was looking for. Dubious, so dodgy. Why can't you look me in the eye? Even if you're shy. I mean, you asked me on a date, right? So yeah, I think it's important that you try to make eye contact every once in a while, especially when you're saying certain things that are either sensitive or just hit the spot. Just, yeah. Also, don't show your emotional vulnerability on a first date. Nobody wants to see that. You're just trying to get to know the person, and from that date you now decide afterwards if you want to know the person a bit more or not. But if you imagine if you show all your emotional everything on that, you say it's heavy. It's heavy. So please try and keep your emotions in check on the first date. Don't be over emotional. Don't pour it all out on the first date. Try and hold something in. On the first date, please do listen. I feel like a lot of people, I said this before about a blind date that someone tried to set me up and the guy just kept on talking about himself throughout. Now I listened, but he didn't ask me anything, and when I spoke he didn't listen. Because he kept on asking me eventually towards the end certain questions that I'd already given him answers to, but he wasn't paying attention. And after that, best believe there was no second date. So my point is, listen. As much as you're asking questions, and if you're constantly always talking about yourself, give the person time to talk about themselves. And when they do, listen, so that if you do go on a second date and then there's certain things that are dropped, because you know some of us, we have to do that kind of stuff, we'll just drop it to see if you're paying attention. Please listen. It's important to listen on the first date. Do take a stand if boundaries or conversations are crossed on a first date. You should never feel the need to justify your beliefs or your feelings to someone on a first date. And so that's what I mean, do take a stand. I think it's very important that if you're on a date with someone and there's certain things that are said that go against your morals, go against your belief, you should not be ashamed to take a stand. Now, taking a stand doesn't mean fighting the person, doesn't mean necessarily shouting on the person. You can get into arguments to just buttress your point, but it's also important to make sure that you buttress your point if it's something that is important to you. I mentioned about how I'd been on a date with someone, and while we were talking, he was talking about, I honestly cannot remember what our bone of contention was. I know it was something morally based, and when he said his opinion about it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. And that's how I usually just leave conversations, so hoping people don't ask me mine, especially when I already know from your reply that my response is going to be the total opposite. And so he goes, oh, what is your take? And I'm like, oh, and then I tell him my take, and he's like, you are looking like one of those girls that their moral standards are too high. Hello, sorry, please. Hello, what's this? There's so much things to be wrong with people, and I can understand certain things that you don't want to date a person for, but if you have a problem with the fact that someone has high moral standards, then that's a problem. Hello, please. The standards we're talking about, I'm not talking about the fact that we're talking about something flimsy like, oh, dark skin, you have to have money, which is important. I'm talking about moral standards. Go and Google it. So when he said it, I was like, great. Yeah, I said, okay, great, thank you so much. This has been great, but I think I'll be going home now. So that leads me to my next point. Do not be scared to cut the date short. I cut the date short. One, because we definitely were on two different levels when he questioned and made a statement about the fact that my moral standing was too high. I had a problem with that. I can't date someone or be with someone that we're totally different. You don't always have to agree with what I say. You don't always have to see, but you just need to understand and see where I'm coming from, especially when it comes to morals. It's very important to me. That foundation is very key. And so if you're already questioning from the first date, it already says that we're going to have issues. I'm not questioning kind of, oh, why are you saying this? Where is your thought process coming from? In terms of that kind of, you're just passing judgment already. You're more, yeah, like those girls that are moral standards. Hello, who's those girls? Go she down, Jerry. Move to the left. So I was just like, yeah, and I cut the date short. So don't be scared to cut the date short. If you already can tell that the vibes are not going in the direction you want, you can already tell that you definitely would not be going on a second date with this person. There's so many ways you can cut the date. Just please make sure you're very polite about it. Just be like, oh, thank you so much. This was great. I just really need to go home right now. I mean, he'll get the cue, she'll get the cue. Might not be the best, but hey. Last pointed, most important point. Please don't fight over the check. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It can be embarrassing. It can be embarrassing. It can be embarrassing. It can be embarrassing. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So it's important, first of all, that we pay attention to certain things. Who was the inviter and who was the invitee? No, who was the inviter and invitee?
I cannot do myself, guys.
Am I making sense? The point is, who did the inviting? Whoever did the inviting is always expected to pay, right? And I think there's nothing wrong with that. If you ask me on a date, it means you intend to foot the bill for the date. So bro, we shouldn't be having a discussion about it. But then I understand that there are certain places, and based on how they would, you know, it's a different thing if two of us are just talking and we're just always just chilling and talking, and then, you know, I'm like, oh, we should hang out soon, and you're like, yeah, we should hang out soon, and then I go, okay, Wednesday, and then you go, okay, Wednesday sounds cool too. Technically, there's really nobody that do the invites. So when we get to that kind of situation and the day went well, hopefully it went well, and you know, it's time to pay, we're kind of like, oh, can we split the bill? And then he's a gentleman and he's like, oh, no, I got it, great. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure, cool. Because see, almost times are hard, and there's no embarrassment with splitting the bill, to be honest with you. So if it's that situation, yeah, but don't fight over it in the terms of when they give it to him. Oh no, give it to me. Oh, don't worry about, no, there's no, please don't fight over a check. Those are my do's and don'ts on the first dates. Let me know what yours are. I don't think I missed anything. Let me see, hold on. Let me open my book of nuggets. Abimbola. Wow! Abimbola's book of nuggets. No! Sorry. Hey, God, I almost forgot. Please. I'm going to put this before the check. But, okay, I don't have to actually. But the check is the last thing not to fight for. But one thing that is very, very important. Very important. Very important on the first date. State what you are looking for. State what you're looking for. It's very important. I know a lot of people like to dance around, and a lot of people like to act very aloof, so that they just feel like, oh, I'm not coming off too desperate. But that's not desperation. It's just intentional. Please, if I go on a first date, whatever is happening, I'm going to find a way to ask you, so what exactly is it are you looking for at this point in your life? And when you ask me, oh, what do you mean? Do you mean career-wise? I'm like, no, in a relationship. Are you looking to meet someone? Are you looking to date someone? Are you looking to meet someone and eventually it will lead to a serious relationship that will lead to marriage? It's very important to state what you're looking for. I think only time wasters avoid those kind of conversations on the first date. It's important. Because then if I know that what you're looking for is friendship, then if you not say, oh, let's hang out the second time, if I'm free and I want to, great. But either way, I know it's with the intention of the fact that whatever happens, we're just going to be friends. Whereas if I tell you from the jump that I'm looking to get into a relationship and I'm open, then it means that, okay, we get on a second date. Then it means that by the time I'm going from that first date and I'm coming for a second date, my mindset is with the fact that, okay, something possible might happen, or let's be open to see if something could happen. But there's nothing worse than wasting your time. I don't like time wasters. I'm not that kind of person. I'm very intentional. So on the first date, I think it's important to state what you're looking for. I'm just looking for a fling. I'm just looking for a girlfriend. I'm looking to hang out. I'm looking to get to meet someone. I'm looking for a prayer partner. Bro, sis, state your intentions on the first date. Don't nobody want nobody wasting their time. And that's on period. So thank you guys so much. This has been so fun.